Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mention. I'm coming back to you to continue to speak about this process of ascension. For today is the ascension. It is an official day that is created for the ascension. For it is the ascension of the Christ. It's the final ascension of the Christ. But this process of ascension is known in mainstream society as just a holiday, or just for all those things about the multidimensional nature of ourselves is completely unknown to this society. People, 99% of the people believe that the only reality there is the physical material reality that is experienced through the senses and recognized as real by the ego personality. But they have not been taught in school that their body is made of second dimensional elemental, that their consciousness resides in the third dimension, and that the emotion and the dream state is a fourth dimension. And once we align the mental, the emotional, and the physical, we are able to achieve this ascension into the fifth dimension. I recommend for those who have not yet, and for it is very famous. So it's an illustration on that level is the cavern of Plato. For Socrates tells us, I think it's on the 7th chapter of the Republic, but there's many little videos for those who do not know. Just look into it. This little cavern of Plato. It's an allegory. I'm not going to repeat it, but there are people in the cavern that are observing shadows inside the cavern. They're in the third dimension. There is those who are projecting the shadows. Those are the fourth dimension. But Plato invites us to go all the way to the soul, to the true light of God, where we can see the true light of God. And once we get there, Socrates explains that we'd rather be the most humble slave of the greatest tyrant on the surface than return into the cavern. And yet so the idea is that it's better to be the most humble of immortals than the most powerful of mortals. And we all have this interdimensional, this immortal nature within ourselves. For even the existence of God, it is something it's only understood through the religious principle, but God is everything. Love is everything. Love is the glue that connects all things, all atoms, all particles, all planets, all stars, all beings. They have made us believe that we're separated from one another in order to control us. They're dividing in order to control, but in essence we are all one. Once we connect through that field of unity consciousness, this loving understanding, we will be able to move forward and progress more rapidly. And so the same thing with the chakra system. There are subtle energy systems. If you ask the materialist scientists, they'll say, well, those are things you invented to reassure yourself. But those are true wheels of energies that are aligned on a vertical axis. They're mostly known in Asia. Because of all the yoga and yoga schools and the ancient teachings, so we connected to the cross of matter on the horizontal level, which is a linear experience, and then we're also connected on this pillar of light on the vertical axis, and freedom lies in this connection to the vertical axis by opening our crown center and allowing our consciousness to elevate ourselves. And so I'm going to pull out a few cards for the chakra. Well, I said yesterday I wasn't really on the up and up. It's like some days there is like all these energies that are coming back that created doubts, and so, but then it's part of life, and so we want to everything. For there is so much that is so much good that is ahead, and we're still hanging on to certain old things. There's going to be a dispensation where all karma will be freed up, but for now we still need to work through it because it is there for a reason, and it is assisting us in building our own character. So I'm going to pull 9 cards for the 7 main chakras inside. For there is now we're working also with smaller chakras, with the thymus. It's right here. We can to activate the thymus. Just do that, and then there is another very important chakras that's called the well of dream in the bottom of the top of the bottom of the head. Is a back entry to the sacred heart. Those portals are very important, and then there is the pineal gland and the pituitary, and all the brain needs to be rewired in order to reconnect to our multi-dimensional self. So it's going to be a lot of education that's going to be needed to educate the mass population in relationship to their multi-dimensional nature. And so I don't really know how I'm going to approach it, but there's many people, and it's all part of a greater plan. So all that will happen in due time, I'm sure. On the bottom root of our beings, we have equilibrium. So it's good. It's once we find the balance, the equilibrium between the mental, the emotional, and the physical. Our consciousness is find this equilibrium, this balance, this peace. It's able to raise, and so you can create that already. And then whenever there is this function, you are moved out of line. You just breathe a few times and find back your serenity. What we see in the navel, in the sacral chakras, we find elevation. We are being elevated into a next level. For sometimes I've been through many plateaux where I've been elevated from plateau to plateau to plateau. And then there is a time for adaptation, and eventually the old plateau becomes, we want to move on to the next plateau, to the next level. It's like plugging into a video game every morning. Every morning. But when you play a video game, it's easy to say that, well, you are you, and you are not your avatar person that's working within the video game. It is easy. But in this matrix, it's like we plug in and we move into this avatar body. But we have a tendency to associate ourselves within the circumstances of the game, when actually it's like we want to move into the subtle plane and understand the dynamism of each level. Once we master one level, we are elevated to the next level where the rules are different. There is new challenges, new adventure, like in the video games. What we see in our solar plexus, what we radiate, is chance, is luck. So it's about being lucky, accepting the luck that we deserve. We deserve to be lucky. We have to program ourselves to be lucky, to understand that everything is there to give. What we see in our heart chakra is hope. Esperanza, espoir, espérance. So it's about hope. Hope is like a quintessential element that we always need to keep, to always have our hope and faith very strong. What we see and what we communicate on the fifth chakra is success. For there is a great deal of it's a new level of success, a new level of realization. What we see before us in our third eye is a destiny. We can align with this destiny. We do not know. There is so many holes within the what is revealed. For there is I feel like in my life I receive a lot of information about my future. Sometimes I don't know if it's the past or the future, because it doesn't always come with like a label or with a comment. On the spirit doesn't comment on the vision. The vision just comes, and so we just gotta make up whatever we make up. But there is we have to learn to fly blind, because nobody knows what's going to be happening tomorrow. God only knows. For of course, spirit above, they have a far greater visions, and so we want to trust our guides on that level, because they see farther than we do. They have more wisdom in relationship to what is our highest good. So trust your guidance. And on the crown chakra, it opens up to the higher planes. Is cheminement, it's the ascension, it is the ascent, it is a slow path of progression. What we have anchored within the earth is hesitation. We should not hesitate, for there is still an hesitation, because it's like it's so radically different than what we've been living. But as we move beyond the hesitation, we'll find the family. We are one family, and so. So it is part of the first articles of the human rights. We have to be fraternal. So if we're fraternal, we should put an end to the wars. Of course, there are wars within families, but there is no need for that anymore. So we're going to be able to, once the hesitation will pass, we'll be able to reconnect with our soul families. For the internet is a very powerful tool as well. For it's a non-localized. It connects around the world, and it's like it's assisting in creating this global unity, this consciousness of unity. And what comes from our soul star is intuition. So there will be much more that will be coming in terms of intuition. So I wanted to come and say hello on this Ascension Day. So I also wanted to express a few ideas. The idea that everything we have on this earth is on loan. our body is on loan, our property is on loan, everything is on loan, for we come with empty hand and we leave with empty hands anyway. So only the progress of soul is really important, because what we've learned we take with us. Our consciousness continue to we never go backwards. So everything we've learned within any one incarnation, we'll take it into the next one, or into the next experience, the next level. But everything else is on loan. So I'm looking forward to buy a house. I've never owned any property in this lifetime, but to buy a house with a garden, to feel that I'm at it's like my own place, so I can take care of it. But I will only be a caretaker. So we only caretakers of the planet, and nothing really belongs to us. Even our physical body, we use it as if it was our own, but it is on loan. If it was really our own, we would never get sick, it would never get old, we would know all things within ourselves. And so we will learn, as we tune in, we are being informed. Life is self-revealing, and there is a realization that is happening. Take notes, so we don't forget all those things. That spirit, not what I'm saying, but what your own spirit, and what comes through your dreams, what comes through your intuition, what comes through your meditation. All the names are aliases, so we have a real name, a real identity, an eternal identity. But when we hear, we can take on names, but we had thousands of those names, and so they're just temporary identity. For me, my name is important as an artist. This is my name. My name is important to me, and I do like my name, Mansillon. I think it fits well within my life now. Understanding that God is real, everything else is fantasy, everything else is just a dream, a fantasy. At the beginning there was God, at the end there will be God. Even the word God is difficult, because how do we teach that in society that's mainly atheist, for they respect religion, but even the religion they don't agree, for there is only one true God, no matter how we call it. But the word God may be better used as the creator or as the source, because certain words can create certain trigger within certain people, like marriage, sex, money, God. Depending on the psychological perception, they will create different trigger within themselves. So yet it is a word that's commonly known as a supreme intelligence, source and creator of all things and all beings, origin and destiny of all things and all beings. And through the principles of unity, we understand we are that. We cannot be anything else. There is nothing. God cannot create anything outside of God. It's like, although there is the illusion of time and separation, we'll come to understand that the whole solar system is inhabited by very advanced civilization. Our own solar system, the Venusian, the Jupiterian, the Saturn. There was a temple of creation on Saturn. On Pluto, there used to be an advanced civilization. There are many civilizations that we'll come to learn and interact with once we advance. For now, we need to pacify ourselves, because if men were given the possibility to go into the cosmos, they would destroy other planets, they would pollute other planets. They are not there yet to give access, so we are limited to the planet. But this first contact, this reunification, is scheduled within our lifetime. This one incarnation it's not going to be in 1,000 years. So we are preparing that. For the galactic will not come to impose their will upon us, or they will give us the means by which to bring back the harmony of the planet, bring back the ecology of the planet, to resolve all the health problems, to give us replicators, so there is never a need for anything, that we will always have what we need. If we want more, then we can always get it. But so there's going to be a great deal of shift. I don't know how will this happen. Understanding that life is commanded by our monad. What a monad is, a soul group. We belong to a soul family, and when we decided to integrate this matrix, our monad, our soul family, chose to personalize as one individual soul, from the 8th to the 7th dimension, and then 6th, 7th, we went down the dimension to incarnate in this physical realm. But the monad was first discovered by a philosopher named Leibniz in the 17th century. He also invented discovered the binary system. It took about 300 years, so people could figure out that there was a use for it. They created computers. During this time, it's like people say, we have no clue. It has no meaning. It meant nothing for them. But the binary system became very, very important. So we did create those plans in the 8th dimension, and in the 8th dimension is where there is beyond form. We are one collective soul, and we align with the 9th dimension, which holds the coordination of the divine plan. And so we want to find this apex of ascension in the ninth dimension. It is really where we want to settle in, for we want to reach the fifth dimension, the eternal connectedness, but we want to continue to ascend all the way up to the ninth dimension, beyond all form, beyond just in alignment with this divine will, the divine, and then aligned with the 10th dimension, this brilliant, great central sun in the 10th dimension. For everything has been created perfect. God has created everything from infinite perfection: the galaxies, the stars, the planets, the insects, the animals, the trees, the man, woman. Everything is perfect. But since we do not have this consciousness, this perception of consciousness of that perfection, so we have a tendency to believe something less, and then life creates something less. So it's about reconnecting, tuning in, letting go of all judgment in order to tune into that that great sense of unity consciousness. This who we truly are. For freedom, more freedom is going to be given, but freedom without consciousness can be very dangerous. Can be the freedom to destroy, the freedom to oppress, the freedom to. So we want to. The freedom will only come as evolution comes. For when you paint, you are totally free. The arts is a realm of total freedom. Well, if you create music, you're still conditioned by the seven notes, or the seven colors. So it's like there's certain limitation, but there is a total freedom that is experienced, and yeah, so this is what we seek. What I seek is more freedom. For right now, I felt a bit limited in my physical reality, so I spend a lot of time in other dimension. In the meantime, there is so much that is, but I'm integrating, and God said that He will reintegrate me into the physical realm, so I can fulfill that higher path, higher mission. Well, I hope this video was interesting for you. Here it's a painting on paper about the great Andromeda galaxy and its sister galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, and which is represented here as well as. But here there is all the main celestial sphere of beyond the cosmic. There is the celestial, and here is Uversa, the central world with the U majors. There is 10 major sectors within this great super universe for our own galaxy, and when you include the Magellanic Clouds and the little peripheral galaxy that goes around, represents there is hundreds of billions of evolving planets. So it is a grandiose place. We've just been living in this little aquarium, believing we are the only planet in existence, when actually there is so much that will be discovered. And so, but we can already open our consciousness to our soul and spirit, let ourselves be guided, and because soul and spirit and God will always adapt to whatever plan we create. So there's So it's just a matter of allowing ourselves to always be tuned and aligned with whatever the heart commands at any given time, to be open to whatever wisdom. For no matter what our wisdom may be, there may be a higher wisdom that's available. So in any given situation, we may come into a situation with some idea, but if at the moment where we need to express that wisdom, a higher wisdom come to us, this is the wisdom we need to express, pass through us. Well, I hope this video was interesting for you. I wanted to come on this Ascension Day, for it should be since most of my messages have been talking about ascension, and today is the ascension, I thought it was important for me to come. I'm going to finish with a song that's been coming through my mind. I woke up with this song in my head this morning. Maybe it's about somebody who dreams to live in LA, in California, and for California has been really good for me. I arrived there when I was 17, and I spent 7 years there. I went to the university, I opened major galleries, I almost got married, I had many adventures. It was very, so sometimes it comes back, I say, well, maybe it's memories from the past, but it also may be signs that there will be in my future. I will be called to return there, and I'm looking forward to it. Although life is created where we are, love and life, everything has to be created from where we are, in the here and now. So there is no... it's finding the wellness and being open to whatever is coming before us. I'll finish with this song. It goes like this. All the leaves are brown, and the sky is grey, I've been for a walk, on a winter's day, I'll be safe and warm, if I was in LA, if I was in LA. California dream, California dreaming, on such a winter's day. I stepped into a church, I passed along the way. Oh, I got down on my knees, got down on my knees, and I pretend to pray, I pretend to pray. You know the preacher likes the cold, preacher likes the cold. He knows I'm gonna stay, knows I'm gonna stay. California dream, California dream, on such a winter's day. All the leaves are brown, the leaves are brown, and the sky is grey, and the sky is grey. If I didn't tell her, I could leave today, I could leave today. California dreaming, California dream, on such a winter's day. Well, thank you very much for sticking till the end. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. I wish you a wonderful ascension, and I'll talk to you later. I hope this message was interesting for you. Namaste.